preseason 2022 and the state of the game. Lol, please. I don't know why it says lol, please. Maybe that's like the name of the series. Anyway, it's a League of Legends. Let's watch this.
Everyone, Safe Locked here on behalf of the League team.
Safe
We
Locked.
have a lot to cover today, including our plans for preseason, challenges, and game modes. But first, let's talk about the state of
Challenges? Hang on a minute. See, I know nothing about challenges. This is going to be
Overall, we're pretty
interesting.
happy with the state of League this season. But before we get into the details, let's dive into a topic that's been pretty popular lately, which is new champion balance. When we look at the data,
Wait, before they say anything, right? Do it on 2 times, otherwise it's slow. Nah, it's going to be fine, man. It's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Well played, Fred. Thanks, man. Well played as well, dude. Right, first thing I'm going to say about champion balance, right? Obviously, as a company, Riot wants to sell skins, right? So what they're going to do is they're going to release champions slightly more buff than you would expect, right? Then you think, oh wow, this champion's cracked. I might be able to win more ranked games. I can buy it with some RP. Riot makes a bit of cash. Maybe the champion's a bit too shit. They hotfix it. Riot makes a bit of cash. You know what I mean? People buy the champions. They want to play the new champion. Obviously, if a champion's super weak, and is maybe not as cool as other champions that got released, maybe not as many people are going to buy it, it's going to hurt Riot in the long term, money-wise, right? And that's what Riot is kind of focused on because they're obviously part of Tencent on the stock market. Obviously, they're money-driven. You know what I mean? Makes sense.
actually see that new champions have been pretty balanced on release this year, with the exception of Dr. Mundo. That said, there's more to healthy gameplay than just win rates. And we're still hearing that new champions feel unfair.
Bro, the action.
Particularly when it comes to complex abilities or overloaded kits. If we're being completely honest, we don't think our champions have overloaded kits overall. But that being said, there have been
Let me go
times when
HD.
we've given new champions too many tools and had to pull back later to give them more clear weaknesses. For example, Samira's ability to dash to allies was removed because it provided too much safety.
I like that. I like that.
Missile blocker, it made seeing her too difficult, especially since that's one of her main forms of counterplay. Another thing we consider when we hear a champion feels bad to play against is their intended complexity. We try to make a healthy mix of high, medium, and low complexity champions. In this way, whether you like mechanical skill expression, point and click.
See, I wonder who they're talking about when they say we like to make low skill expression champions or like low complexity champions. Who are they talking about? Because in the recent releases, what is that, like Gwen? I guess Set is not that complex. But like if I'm comparing like Simple to like Garen, Malphite, you know, champions like that, I wonder like who in their recent releases really? Maybe like a Yumi, but like, yeah, okay, I guess I can see what they're saying because I can see the difference between like a Yone and a Yumi, for example. By the way, this video, a Mundo. Yeah, but it's not really a recent release. I guess you can count as a recent release. You're right. Yeah, I would say Mundo as well. True. By the way, I'm just mentioning this video dislike ratio 32 likes, 63k dislikes. Jesus Christ. So 32k likes.
Simplicity or something in between. There's a new champion that interests you. For example, with Vex, we wanted to create a champion that was fairly easy to pick up, and we're happy to see she's hitting that mark.
I was struggling against
But
Vex the
beyond
other
just
game.
How complex a champion is to play, there's also how difficult they are to understand. We want new champions to have unique gameplay, but you shouldn't need a wiki to know how to play with or against them. Learning counterplay is a skill test we do think is important, but knowing what a champ can or can't do shouldn't be a part of it. This clarity is something we haven't always hit the mark on, especially...
See, that's the interesting thing. I feel kind of bad for people who like just start the game now because I obviously know like loads of the champions, but other people just don't know that stuff.
with champions like Aphelios, who not only has a complex kit, but was also lacking UI clarity when he was released. Designing new champions is a constant balance between making something that's exciting, has clear counterplay, and isn't confusing. We're still trying to find that line, but we want to get to a spot where new champions aren't just numerically balanced, but that you all feel they're fair to play against. Beyond new champion releases, this season we've seen a wide variety of picks in every role. We've also seen a healthy improvement in diversity of playstyles across roles, especially in jungle and top lane. Some of this is due to direct champion changes, such as the kit adjustments that enable picks like Jungle Darius, Brand, and Morgana. New items like Anathema's Change and Hullbreaker have also had a positive impact.
I really love those items, by the way, especially Hullbreaker. Amazing item.
Finally,
Really positive.
classes have been struggling after the item system update, and we've been working on some solutions to help them out. And this brings us to our plans for preseason. With that, I'm going to hand things off to Brightmoon. We'll go more in depth on the upcoming changes.
Oh, we got a bit of Brightmoon. Nice.
Hey everyone.
I have no idea who Brightmoon is.
The lead producer
Jeremy
of
Lee,
League
okay.
On League of Legends. League is like a house. Sometimes we need to do a big renovation to keep it working well, like when we overhauled the item system. And sometimes we just need to add some new furniture. For this year's preseason, we're sprucing things up with improvements to our existing systems, like items, runes.
That emblem looks very cool, by the way.
Let's start with our plans for items. While some champions and classes have lots of build options, we've still got others that don't feel like they've got a mythic or legendary that really speaks to them. So we're going to be adding some new items and tweaking some others.
See, if I think that if they say some classes don't really have like an item that they feel they can build towards too, specifically what I'm thinking is I'm thinking jungle, right? Because I could build anything that the laners build, but realistically, I want something cool, man. I want something where it's like, oh, you can respawn a camp whenever you want. That would be cool.
This will include 2 new mythic items. The first one is a support tank item, perfect for champions that want to get aggressive and charge into the middle of a fight. When you immobilize an enemy champion, all nearby enemies will take increased damage from your team for a short period of time.
Wait, was this the new item, or was that just Sejuani ult? This thing here, because that looks like Sejuani ult, but I don't know Sejuani ult good enough to know if that's it. Is that the new item? Because he's talking about it, and that's the gameplay they're showing. So see that bit there? I guess that's the Sejuani ult, though. I'm not really sure.
Damage from your team for a short
Sounds cool though. Sounds kind of strong.
It's built for mages who are looking for a little more survivability. It grants damage reduction that lingers for a few seconds after you get hit.
Oh, interesting. I love that.
You'll also get ability haste. We think it'll be particularly good for longer range mages.
That is Sejuani, okay.
Survive a dive.
See this one here. You gain once you get hit, you get less damage dealt to you, and you have ability haste while it's active. Dude, if I'm playing Lulu support, this is the first item I'm going to be building. You know what I mean? Imagine that. Ability haste, okay, which I want on Lulu support because I just play for base stats anyway. And then also, once I get hit, I take way less damage. That Zed's who's assassinating me, he won't be able to kill me anymore. The people who are trying to kill me, they won't be able to kill anymore. I'm just standing there back shielding everybody. That's crazy. That sounds really good.
Rather than pile on extra damage. When we updated League's item system, we wanted to give every champion strategic choices in every game.
You know what? A lot of people hated the League item updates. I love them. I really like them. I think it's so cool. I just love how they're refreshing the game. It feels so good. You know, a lot of people are like, give us back the old item. League was so good 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Bro, you go back and play League 10 years ago and you're gonna cry because it was kind of shit. It might be nostalgic for a couple of games, but like once you get back, sheesh, it's gonna be crazy.
We still think that's the right goal for Mythics, but our thinking has changed when it comes to legendary items. We think it's okay if some champions build the same legendary in most games if it's a perfect fit. But we also want you to have plenty of options, which is why we're improving legendaries for mages, assassins, and tanks. For example, assassins can look forward to a new legendary item that gives ability haste, and also refunds a portion of their ultimate's cooldown with enemy takedowns. Tanks that can never get.
That seems pretty cool. One thing I would like for them to do is maybe, like, the shop's all great, right? And the new items are great. But what I would really like them to do is, like, maybe make it more, like, I don't know, involve the lore a bit more, you know what I mean? Like, Infinity Edge. And then when you buy the Infinity Edge, the shopkeeper Boris, I don't know if his name is actually Boris, or that's just like a meme. But damn, dude. The sound of your voice is a bit too high comparison to YouTube. Maybe up the volume of YouTube. Yeah, sure, I can do that. But dude, the thing is, like, I wish they added like a bit more flavor. You know what I mean? Like when you buy Infinity Edge, that Boris would be like, "Oh, I used to wield this weapon back in the day in Freljord." You know what I mean? Like that would be so cool. Like just add a bit more like interactivity with the items. Like sometimes I feel like I'm buying chains and it's like it's just chains for the 50th time in a row. You know what I mean? Like it'd be so cool if there was like some more interactions. You know, or maybe you come to lane and the enemy champion goes, "You think you could stop me with that?" Like imagine how cool that would be. You know what I mean? I know it's like a lot of work to do, but like imagine they just banged that in one season. It'd be so cool. It's like the small interactions you get with different champions. It's so pog.
Get enough mana, we'll be happy with a new legendary item that grants bonus health based on total mana, and also burn some of it to create a shield whenever they immobilize an enemy.
That is kind of cool.
And finally, mages who are tired of being denied their hard-earned kills can rejoice. They'll be receiving a new legendary that grants magic pen against recently shielded enemies.
That's kind of cool as well, as a legendary, yeah.
There are some good targeted changes we need to make. Most of all, we feel the Inspiration Tree's identity has been pretty unclear.
I really like the Inspiration Tree, by the way. It's one of my favorites because it's very cool. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just different. You know what I mean? Like the red one's damage, the yellow one's like more best attack speed and extra damage, the green one's like health, and then Inspiration's like Hex Flash. You get an extra pot. You know, your pots are better. It's so cool. I like it. Slows.
We'd like to broaden its keystone use cases.
Oof.
For example, we're reworking Glacial Augment to double down on its fantasy of slowing down enemies. You're also
Bro, that looks like old Glacial. The thing I hated about Glacials, when they released the new items, what happened was the Glacial Slow, I felt it kind of got lost because you always run Spooky Ghosts, for example, on Lulu. And then I would throw out the Spooky Ghost and it would really slow the enemy. Like, I love that combo, you know what I mean? It was really OP. You can just scout without having to get killed. I feel like if they brought stuff like that back, that'd be amazing.
also making some modifications to Lethal Tempo to lean into its attack speed fantasy and give it a more distinct use case in the Precision Tree. Up next,
Just
are
attack 10
bounties.
times a second.
Champion bounties give teams who are behind a way to get back into the game without being a straight shot to victory.
Woohoo! 1,000
This
gold
year,
for
we're adding
Vigsy.
a second way for teams to try and make a comeback. Objective bounties will work like champion bounties, except you cash them in by taking map objectives, like towers or Baron. They ramp up slowly when the enemy team lead grows, and the bounty is shared with your whole team, regardless of who claimed it. Taking objectives really is the best way to come back when you're behind, so we want to help make that a clearer and more rewarding strategy.
So that's quite interesting. So when you're behind, it would make sense to have like a split pusher, like cheekily taking the outside turrets, you know, to get that money back. That's kind of cool.
That said, if a team is really far ahead, objective bounties won't change that. Being the better team should always
combo.
get you a win. So we'll be watching the new bounty system closely to keep things in check. Finally, let's talk about our biggest addition this preseason, dragons. We really like how
I've
each
seen
dragon
this. I've
has
seen
its
this.
unique terrain,
This is cool.
grants powerful buffs, and adds more strategy to the mid and late game. So this preseason, we're adding 2 more. Up first is the Hextech Dragon.
It's so cool. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
You'll all gain additional ability.
Look how cool that
haste
looks. Oh
and
my
attack
God.
speed. And if you claim the soul, you'll receive a chain slow that works kind of like Static Shiv's passive.
I really miss Static
When
Shift
this
as well.
dragon takes over the rift, it creates Hextech gates that can transport you to set locations.
Look how cool that is. Gates that can transport you to set locations. I'm sorry. How cool is that? Bro, imagine it's World Finals and it's like, did they go in the gate? Are they behind us? You know, like the warding all changes on this map. Like you got to suddenly ward the gates. You know what I mean? Imagine like a backdoor gate. It's like, dude, I'm going to go for the gate. You go for the gate. There's someone standing there. Oh my God. Imagine that. That'd be crazy.
Locations across the map.
So cool.
The second dragon joining the party is Hextech's darker sibling, the Chemtech Drake.
By the way, this guy looks really cool. Like, I know he looks a bit ugly, but he's
Slay
so
it,
cool.
Your team will deal increased
Look
damage
at him, bro. Look at the little horn. So cool.
when your HP is low, letting you turn around those close team fights. This Dragon Soul provides a second chance at life. Well, sort of. When you die, you'll enter a zombie
Ash
state.
turning into my
You
man
still have the
Sion.
ability to continue fighting when you'd normally be looking at a gray screen. And when the Chemtech Dragon putrefies the map, it creates camouflage zones in fixed locations.
See, one thing I don't understand about a camouflage zone. So let's say I'm standing where Sona's icon is, right? Just outside of the camouflage zone. I obviously can't see inside there, right? Because that wouldn't make sense. It's a camouflage zone, presumably, right? But does that mean that if I go inside there, am I invisible to the people inside of there as well? Or can I see people inside of there? Is everyone just invisible in the camouflage zone if they don't attack anything? See, that would be kind of cool. Because imagine you go, it's like a big bush, right? You go in there, and then it's like, I guess I'll take red buff. Boom, jungler's waiting in the camouflage zone. See, that's kind of cool. I like that. But I don't know how it's going to work. Is it just going to be a big bush? Or is it just going to be everyone's invisible? That seems kind of cool. I don't know. I kind of like that.
These dragons might seem more impactful than the current ones. And, well, they are. Our goal is to
Yo,
add
he's
more
loving it.
unique
He's loving it.
counters
He's
and
like, oh,
meaningful strategy
of course
to the
they are,
mid and
mate.
late game. That said, these are some pretty big changes.
It's gonna
We're
be
ready
cool,
to
boys. It's
adjust
gonna be
if we're
cool.
Making too much, too little of an impact. You can expect to see all of these changes on PBE in a couple of weeks.
See, interestingly, they often talk about how the fact that they can't like implement like crazy changes because like everyone's shitty PCs can't handle it. You know what I mean? Because I was gonna say YouTube because League is such a low level game to play for most PCs. and they don't want to obviously change that because they want to like keep a play base as large as possible, makes more money, whatever. So they often, like back in the day, they talked about, oh, we can't actually add like too much, or like if this and this like action happen on the Rift, like PCs wouldn't be able to handle it and stuff like that. So I'm surprised they're able to add something like a camouflage zone. Like that seems like it would take up a lot of I mean, I have no idea, right? But it just sounds like it would take up a lot of processing power. I don't know.
And we'll be looking for your feedback in the months ahead.
Challenges. See, this is what I'm excited about. I have no idea what this is.
Outside of preseason, something we've heard from all of you is that you'd like more ways to express yourself and your achievements.
Yes, please.
For some of you, ranked is how you define your progress.
I'm not good enough at rank.
Great.
That's the
We don't
problem.
want to change that. But
Give me something
for those
good.
of you who aren't focused on the rank climb, there aren't great ways to express your own progress.
It's true.
Champion Mastery and Eternals help you show off your skills on a particular champ, but they don't tell the story of your broader League legacy. The new challenges system should achieve just that. Challenges rank up over time, showcasing your increasing mastery and legacy across a bunch of different systems, modes, and gameplay, making it a little different than just a standard achievement. We want to highlight not just
Oh my
your
god, look
rank
at this.
as a champion.
Bro, look how cool this looks, man. That guy's Annie, that guy's Vhagar, that guy's Seraphine, that guy's Nico. Like that guy's Jelly, Slayer, Dragon Monster, Delivery Cat, Collector. Like this stuff is really cool. I love the look of it, dude. It looks so kawaii, bro.
Mastery.
See, I just wonder, is that guy on the left Grandmaster, because that looks so pog. And then that guy's diamond, that guy's silver, that guy's plat, and that guy's gold. I need to get plat. If this is happening, I have to get plat. Look how cool that looks.
But also your inventiveness, breadth of play styles, collection, and everything else in between. Want to showcase your knack for never dying in ARAM? Or how great you are at killing minions in SR in the first 10 minutes?
What's SR?
Maybe you've collected over 100 champions, or love participating in events. All of this is now possible to track. And
This is
display your
very cool.
progress with challenges.
Look how cool that looks, man. Like just a plat. Yo, this guy's a good win rate, man. Who is this? Look at the names. Look at the names. Big Dipper, Gwendy Williams. I'm Kindred Lamar. Are there any sus names? Nah, they're good there. They're good there, safe.
You'll get the first glimpse of challenges when they hit PBE next month. And the full system will launch early next year.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I
That's
love
all I
when
have to
League
share
comes
with you
out.
today. Thanks
Is that
so
it?
much for watching. And here's Safe Locked again to talk about game modes.
Oh, safe locked. Hello. Is that the same person as before? Is that?
When it comes
Yeah,
to
it
game
is.
modes, one thing we've been hearing from you all is that you'd like more variety in the modes we bring back alongside events. So let's talk about it. To start, we actually agree that the existing rotation of game modes can make some of the most popular modes like Earth and One for All feel a bit stale. Some of you have asked why we just don't bring back some of our other older game
Bro, what is this? I've never played this one.
modes like Star Guardian Invasion or Ascension to mix things
I love Ascension. I used to play Ascension all the time, by the way. Like Ascension used to be my jam. Like back in the day, I only played Ascension. I was like really good at it.
up. And the answer is that bringing back old modes isn't as easy as flipping a switch. League is constantly changing, which means all of our existing modes require constant upkeep. For example, when we
Did you say update? Ready? Is that Canadian? Is League in Canada?
release
Listen.
Unity, which means all of our existing modes require constant upkeep.
Oh,
For
upkeep.
example,
Okay, I
when we
prefer
released
update.
Yumi, we had to figure out how she'd function in One for All. What happens when a Yumi attaches to a Yumi who is attached to a Yumi? Because of upkeep like this, we have to be
Wait, how
really
does it
selective
work in
about
One
the
for All?
modes
That
we
doesn't
create.
look very good.
And right now, there are just too few popular modes that feel worth the investment compared to making brand new modes or updating more resonant ones for you. We've mentioned this before, but we think the sweet spot for game modes are ones that amplify champion fantasies and really build on what you love about your champs and Summoner's Rift. So moving forward, we're focusing on adding more game modes that hit this goal. And to that, let's talk about Ultimate Spellbook. First and foremost, you
I
all
do
seem to
like
really
Ultimate
love this
Spellbook.
one. It was one of our highest engagement modes ever, second only to Earth. And beyond popularity, we're super happy with how long you spent making oversized champions with Cho'Gath Salt, and by that we mean the total amount of time you spent in Ultimate Spellbook stayed high throughout the event. That gives us the
But
confidence.
is that because it was a
we're keeping
new
around.
one? Is that because it was a new
That
one?
said, there are some clear areas of feedback that we want to address. Junglers were forced to take Smite and another ultimate, which meant they couldn't choose another summoner spell.
That's
They
hilarious.
also missed out on a lot of exciting plays during the laning phase because they were stuck clearing camps. Beyond that, we also heard that games started to feel a little repetitive due to the small number of available ultimates.
I agree.
We agree. So, this winter we'll be bringing back Ultimate Spellbook with a bigger ult pool. We'll also
Nice.
be making some
It's good.
adjustments for junglers to ensure that your experience in Ultimate Spellbook is just as fun as everyone else's.
Oh, get back here,
If you'd
Vex,
like to
man.
learn more about our
Ooh.
approach to game modes,
Get in
you can
here,
check out
lad.
the dev blog that's coming out today. That's all we have for today. Thank you so much
Is
for
that it?
watching. We hope you're enjoying Worlds as much as we are. And for any pros watching, once again, please pick a Moo.
Okay, I don't really get the ending there. That wasn't very cool. You know what? Like, you see the like ratio. I'm actually gonna give it a like, mate, because to be fair, it wasn't that bad. I don't know why people are complaining. Oh, yeah, altogether, I'm happy, dude. I'm happy with how the game's going. I think Riot's doing a great job. I call me a Riot simp, but I don't know. I like this game. It's great. I think they're doing a good job, man.